stock twin turbos. Okay, so within 2 days of the 86 being on all fours, it's now back off all fours. Okay guys, welcome back to another video. And the 86 is already back on jacks. So, as mentioned in the last video, the setup was done. It was on all fours, the car's driving. But I just wasn't that happy with the setup on the rear. The lowest setting, so aired out in theory, was only the same height as what it was when I had it static. Now, as much as this was for protecting the underside of the car so I can go up, I would also like that little bit of stance. So, I've taken the rear wheel off already. I'm just going to relieve all the air out of the tank, and I will remove the bags, and I'll show you my plan on hopefully to get the car to sit that little bit lower. Okay, so this might be a little bit loud. Okay, so that's the line released. Okay, so that's the exhaust rubbers off. So, just relieved the lower stud. So now the bag is free at the bottom. Just now to unscrew it from the top bump stop mount. Okay, so that's the second bag off. So as you can just about make out here, this fitting, I didn't want to glue it in, but as you can see, it's pulled out slightly. Now I've just measured the depth of this against where you can just about see the top of the bag has been resting, because this is tapered. And it's about 6 mil from touching this part here. So I'm going to try, because this is a part of the bag unfortunately, whereas this one is bolted on. So what I want to do is take off at least about 6 mil from this height, and then what I'm hoping is that'll allow this to at least sit higher on the bump stop. Because talking to the chap on Instagram, who I mentioned in the previous video, these are spot welded in. And he said about removing them, but I really don't want to have to cut or drill anything off the car. So this is the extent I'm going to at the moment, to try and take as much material off the bottom and the top part here to allow the bag to crush, in theory, more to allow the car to sit lower. That's my thinking. With regards of this, let me show you what I'm going to do on this. So this is the 90-degree fitting that I'm using. And if you can just about make out, you can see that it sits ever so slightly prouder than this surface here. So that limited me to how much material I could take off this. Now, for those of you that have watched this series with the air ride kit, you'll know that I had these machines. I can't remember how much was taken off, but it was at least 10 mil. And I think I can take off more. So, my worry was, because this sits on the spring perch, you can't see because I got my torch, but just in there, I was worried it was going to foul this fitting. Well, what I've managed to find is these. So they're 90-degree fittings, that this new fitting, I don't know if you can just catch it on camera, but when it sits on the plate, it is a good few millimeters lower than this. So with regards of that, it means I can take off more material, which means that once again this bag will sit lower on the bottom perch, and hopefully allowing the car to sit that little bit lower. So I'm going to take these off, get these machined, hopefully get 6 mil or so taken off the bottom, and yeah, we'll try it again. Right, so I'll leave those there. I'll take these and these two to get machined, and hopefully we'll be getting somewhere and allow the car to sit that little bit lower. Okay guys, so another day has passed, and yesterday I had the bags machined. As you can see, I was going to remove the wall completely, so this was just going to be completely flat all the way across, but I've decided we've kept it about 4mm, and it's just so the spring perch has a little bit something to grab, so hopefully there's going to be no movement. I've also taken a couple of millimeters off this surface here, so hopefully it allows the bag to sit a little bit lower. On the bag itself, we've removed 10mm of height of material from this. So now with that removed, I know that it's going to sit flush on here. I've also fitted the lower fittings, which is the reason why I could take off more material off this surface here. So I need to bolt those on. I'm going to glue in using some lock thread these inserts, and then that will convert the 8mm, which is what I need to screw it into the bump stop mount. So yeah, I'll get on and do that, and we'll get them fit to the car. Okay guys, so there it is fitted. I don't know if you can quite make out, but the lower part and the topper part never used to come together square. So what I've actually done is I've packed out the bottom a little bit, and it's allowed the bottom, this aluminium part just here, to be more in line with the top part. So as the bag crushes, it should square up the bag that little bit more. Just with a spreader plate and a new nylon locking nut, so that's all nice and secure. So I'll just get on and do the other side. Okay, so all done and secure. Now just to fit the exhaust rubber mounts. Okay, she's back out and on all fours again. So it's made a little bit of a difference, only about an inch, but that sits a lot nicer, and that is exactly how it was when it was static, which is all I was after. And the front I've just heightened a little bit as well because I didn't quite like as much rake, but very happy.
Fucking man.
Yeah, it's been a while. A lot of you want to see more of this, and at some point there will be a lot more to film.
You'll never get this.
One of which are these. So Chris fitted these not long ago, some K-Sports. He's still waiting on his custom wheels. I won't say what they are, but it's the wheel he's always wanted.
Round one.
Round ones, absolutely. But yeah, this thing sounds and looks at the moment absolutely incredible, and it's not even finished. He still has plenty more to do, so keep an eye on some videos for that. So this is Ben's cave, his new purchase, his Indian, is it a Scout?
Indian Scout Bobber.
Indian Scout Bobber, just passed his test recently, and the Rx7, which is going to go out for the first time in, blimey, months and months and months. So this is, we're very lucky down here to all have these. This is an extremely clean example of an early spec Rx7. This is a 1992. Whereas Chris's is a 97, which is the latest spec. But to have, you know, friends where we have cars like this down here is awesome. So if I can get to the, if I can find the latch. So this is still a stock rotary, which I imagine nowadays is quite hard to find. A lot of people like the single turbo conversion. It's just got the truss intercooler, which we mounted, and the radiator, so it's like a V mount, which is a good upgrade for these cars. But yeah, lovely, lovely car. And in a minute, when Ben starts it up, I'll get a video of how it sounds. Okay, so have a quick look at the interior. Now this isn't the original interior for the car, it was originally black, so Ben has carried out all of this himself. He managed to find over some years all really clean red interior. But yeah, he's got the rear bench as well. But yeah, super, super clean. And he's had this car for quite some time. He bought it off his cousin. I still remember the day. £5,500 for an Rx7, which nowadays seems absolutely ludicrous. You probably get a set of wheels for that. But yeah, we'll get some fuel in it, and Ben will get out of the garage. On the button. Sounds so sweet. It's so weird now hearing this compared to yours. It's so different. And that will be starting up at some point. Yeah, we'll do some more videos on this when we can. But as I mentioned, this is an early spec, and you can tell by the front bumper. So a bit like my Ae86, you've got a Zenki and a Koki spec. This is a Zenki, which is before minor change. And then you've got Koki, which is after minor change. Started up on the button, didn't it? Yeah, these guys are going out. Unfortunately, I can't. Even though the car's now driving, it has an MOT next weekend, so I unfortunately can't go out, but not that I can keep up with these boys anyway. Yeah, so a little bit louder than Ben's. Just so angry. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot more on this. The time involved and also the cost, but a lot has been done, and I'll be doing a video on this soon, so yeah, keep an eye on the channel. It's one hell of a car. So, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you again for watching. Hopefully that will do me for quite some time. I'm more than happy now with the height of the rear. So, as mentioned, I will be doing more on Chris's Rx7, and that is one hell of a build. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, and catch you in the next video.